All right. Welcome. Today we are going over the divisional round matchups. I am joined by Brendan, Nathan, and Jake. We've got a loaded squad in here today. So I guess we'll go off and start on the Saturday schedule. We have the Jaguars at the Chiefs, and like I said, I'm still saying it. I'm happy for the Jags, but I think the Chiefs are pretty happy they don't have to play the Chargers a third time. Am I the only one in this discussion?
No, I'm in agreement there.
100%.
They match up so much better against the Jaguars.
Yeah, and then that'd be the third time they play it, and you guys know the whole division opponents are a whole pipe wrench for everybody to figure out, especially if you got to play them a third time. But I think they're pretty happy that they blew that 27-point lead. But Brendan, I'll kind of let you take the reins on who your pick is for this game.
So the one stat that pretty much sums it up is his entire career as a coach. Andy Reid is 27-4 coming off a bye, including the playoffs. So I think that pretty much sums up what I think is going to happen on Saturday. Chiefs win
7-4.
easily.
I'm with you. I didn't know that stat. I didn't know that they were that good off a bye, and this should be everyone's favorite in the AFC. And I'm in total agreement. I think that not only did they benefit from not having to play the Chargers, the Jags didn't really look amazing in their last game, and they're coming off a bye. The Chiefs are, so give me the Chiefs in this one. I don't think it'll be very close.
I'm going to go with the same thing. I'm picking the Chiefs too. I think it'll be a close one, though. It's a Saturday game. I mean, the Jaguars last week, I'm pretty sure they opened everybody's eyes, especially the people who went to bed at halftime, including myself. Because I won't lie, I thought that game was over. I went to bed and I woke up, and when I seen the final score, I was like, "There's no fucking way." So we can't sleep on the Jags. I think we might be overlooking this one. I think this might be the best game of the whole weekend, and we still have to talk about a game in Buffalo, but I'm still gonna go with the Chiefs. But I think we're gonna get some fireworks. I think the Jags aren't gonna lay down and take it like everybody's kind of thinking.
All right, so obviously Kansas City pours it on heavy and fast. Everybody knows that. But as we saw last week, Jacksonville, like Jake said, they're not just going to lie down and take it. They came back from 27 down to win that game. However, since Patrick Mahomes has taken over, he has only blown 5 leads. 2 of them came against one man. And the biggest lead he's ever blown is only 18 points. So I don't think Jacksonville will lay down and take it, but Kansas City wins, probably by, I think, 2 touchdowns.
Ooh, 2.
All right.
I've only got it as a 1 score. I think it'll be real close.
I've got it at a 1. I've got it at a 2 score, but I will say this though. Good point, Nate. The chink in the armor is there from what the Bengals did to them last year, and this is exactly we did this last year where the Bengals went to Arrowhead. We didn't give them a fair shot at all, and they ended up taking that game. So maybe both of you are right, and Jacksonville isn't going to just sit there and take it. And maybe it is a little closer, but regardless, looks like we all got the Chiefs for this one. So
I got one last
anybody
question.
Yeah.
Is the winning quarterback of this game going to throw 4 touchdowns as well? Or 4 interceptions on top of the touchdowns?
No.
I don't think so either.
All right, so we all got the Chiefs there, and then that brings us to the second game Saturday. Fight number 3 between these teams, division rivals, 2 of the teams representing the NFC East. We have the Giants at the Eagles. Brendan, take it away with your pick.
So the Giants are going to compete for a half, but the injury questions with Jalen Hurts, I don't think will be too bad because the 2 times they faced them, the last time the Giants sat everybody, so I don't count that game. But the Eagles ran for over 200 yards when they played them earlier in the season. If they can do that, that takes so much pressure off of Jalen Hurts. I think they win by 2 scores.
All right. Right out the gate, I like it. I agree with what you're saying about the Giants. I think they'll compete. I guess I'll give them a little more than a half, maybe like 5-6 minutes into the third quarter, but I think Philly will end up running away with it. And like you said, their run game is pretty strong. So if they're able to alleviate that pressure off Jalen Hurts and run the ball, and Philly's defense, they're slept on for sure. Like everyone's talking about the San Francisco defense, but Philly has the most sacks by a lot over the second place team. I think that's 68 sacks they have. Then their secondary, listen, I still have a little soft spot for big play Slay, but he's still relevant for Philly. But I think it's going to be their defense that really turns it up the second half, and I'll give it a double digit win. I'll probably say like 10. They probably win by 10, but the Giants won't make it easy for them. I've got the Eagles as well.
Okay. Well, I'll be the stickler here because I was, I guess, that guy at work today when talking about this game too, because everybody wanted to bite my fucking head off. But it's fine because I'm gonna go out and tell you, you guys are both wrong here. It's gonna be the New York Giants. The Eagles, no way. You want to know why I say no way? They're coming off a bye. They're coming off a bye. They've got too many young guys. These young guys are not built like the guys we grew up watching. You go back and you go right back to that stat that you talked about, Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid off of a bye week. That's consistency. That's a head coach that holds his players accountable. Who are these head coaches for these teams that are left? The only one that I'd say is honestly holds his guys accountable would say, I mean, I want to say Mike McCarthy, but you're on the wrong team, pal. 49ers, they got a great team. Eagles are really showing a lot. They've had a really, really good year. It's just I'm just wondering when the Philly wobbles are going to start showing because, I mean, it happens with every Philadelphia team. They start out great. They have a great season. Playoffs happen, and they just literally turn to something that we don't even know about, and their fans are going to boo them. It happens every year when the playoffs are like this. It comes down to the Giants, the Eagles, and the Cowboys. And then the Philadelphia Eagles always fold under pressure, and then we're going to be talking about how their fans were booing them. I think the Eagles are going to crunch under pressure, and I think the Giants are going to win on a last-second field goal. I think Saquon's going to be a lot for the Eagles' defense. I don't think Danny Dimes is going to cut them up. I think it's just going to be the Saquon show.
I
really kills me.
Can't believe Jake's not picking an Alabama quarterback, honestly.
Hey, he chose to go to a different school for the last year, okay? When you choose to turn your back on family, Vin Diesel, family. That's kind of also the only reason I have him winning by 3.
There you go. The other thing I can't believe is that Jake and I are in agreement. I'm also picking the Giants.
Oh.
I've said it for a while now. Alabama does not produce good NFL level quarterbacks.
Here we go.
Jalen Hurts is the exception, but because, like Jake said, he spent a year in Oklahoma, all of a sudden he was getting hit, and he had to learn how to be a little more accurate because he didn't have all-star wide receivers and immaculate protection for linemen. So that kind of prepped him for the NFL, which is the difference you see between Mac Jones and Tua, who he spent time with at Alabama. But the reason I have the Giants is because it's just one of those random things that you can't put in a stat. It's just the Giants aren't a flashy team. They've got good players, but they're not flashy. And they've always been like that. And since 2000, if the Giants have made it past wild card weekend, they have made it to the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
Then the two they
I was wondering if
won
I was
came
the only
against
one
a
that
man
saw
named
that
Tom
stat.
Brady. So they have faced good talent and won with not incredible play. I mean, they had Odell, and I guess this year they will have Saquon, but sorry, like Eli Manning, he was a good quarterback. I don't think anyone was going to call him a great quarterback.
That man still got 2.
Yeah, that's just the thing. The Giants, they defy the odds sometimes. So I think this could be another one where they make a run to the Super Bowl.
I will say this. It's definitely written on the walls. When they beat Minnesota last week, that's what they were talking about. That was their first win since their Super Bowl 46 victory. You're kind of getting that feeling because, like you're saying, Daniel Jones, he's not, like what you said with Eli, he's not a great quarterback, but he's doing what he
He
needs
gets
to
the
do.
job done.
It's the job done. He's not losing them the game. And Jake, what you said earlier, I completely forgot about the Philly crowd, about how crazy the Philly fans are. I didn't even really take that into account. But
Yeah, because I mean, if Philly comes out and they're just like stuck in mud, their own fans are going to start booing them. That's not going to be motivation behind them.
yeah, those
You
Philly
know,
fans
like
are ruthless.
them Philly fans are just like they're like, okay, our team's up, our team is rested, we should be all ready to go.
Philly
And then they
won,
come out
burned
there
down the
and literally
city.
fall
Philly
flat.
lost, burned down the city.
Yeah,
All right, to finish up this game, I did want to ask you guys this. Which team do you think we should trust more here? Because Giants are just coming off their first postseason win, but there's still questions. Philly looks great all year. Haven't actually played a playoff game yet. I mean, they did last year, but new team this year. They're coming off a bye, and like Brendan mentioned, all the injuries they've had with the questions about Jalen Hurts. So who should be more trusted here? Who should be coming into this game with more swagger? Like, yeah, we're the better team.
Am I starting with this?
Giants.
Yeah, go for it.
Philly, because of what you mentioned, their defense, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, two guys that were stars on their defense when they beat Brady in the Super Bowl. Giants have nobody with playoff experience, so it's the Eagles.
I like it. I like it. Glad you flipped it back on the defense. I didn't realize both of them were still on the team from the Super Bowl, their Super Bowl team, but they're both there, and that is experience, and they also beat the GOAT himself, so they've got that experience. Jalen Hurts is still the question, but that's a good point. The defense, at least they've been here and they know what they got to do. But what about you, Jake?
I've got the Giants in this one because it all goes back to we talked about it the past 2 games. This is the third matchup these teams have met this year, and the last time they played was January 8th, and Philly only won by 6. I think it's like everybody says, it's hard to win that third game against a team. It's hard to win 2 in a row against a team, but they're going for 3. They're coming off of a bye week. I think it's all going to be against them. It's not like they're defending champs. It's not like they're really coming in off of much hot because they lost the week before the Giants to the fucking Saints. And then the week before that, they lost to the Cowboys. So it's really not like they came in to the playoffs with a whole lot of motivation. I think it's going to be hard for them to find it, unless they start out hot. I think that's the only way they get this game. But I think the Giants have the key coming in. They upset Minnesota. They know they've got to take the hardest route, obviously, to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm with Jake. Giants, I feel, have the edge. They beat Minnesota. All the questions about Hurts and then coming off a bye. You're trying to get your quarterback ready, and then the players to mesh with him, but you don't know which one it's going to be. Is it going to be Jalen? Is it going to be Minshew? Is it going to be Ian Book? That is the one thing I will say. The depth the Eagles have at quarterback definitely beats the Giants. So if Jalen doesn't do well, okay, you go to Minshew. If Minshew's not doing well or gets hurt, you got Ian Book. He could probably pull out a game for you. I'm not gonna lie.
No, he
more
can't.
than Tyrod, more than
Hmm.
Tyrod Taylor for the Giants.
I would take Tyrod Taylor over Ian Book.
Isn't Ian Book from that university across the border down there by South Bend, Indiana?
That'd be the one.
Oh God. Yeah, shoot me instead. Fuck Ian Book.
All right, looks like we got an even split here for this game. We've got 2 Eagles and 2 Giants, and that'll take us to the third game of the weekend. And I think it's the best game, at least in my opinion. We have the Bengals at the Bills. This is the one I'm excited for, and I'm excited to hear what you guys got to say. Brendan, take it away. I can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
On paper, it should be the best game. I might be a little biased, obviously, because I'm still upset about that Dolphins loss to the Bills last week Sunday.
Throwing snowballs.
also-
You're also mad about that one.
Cincinnati's got to be pissed off because I don't know how this game wasn't a neutral site. Because if Cincinnati would have won the game they canceled, they would have had the tiebreak, which means they would host the Bills. So I think they are angry about that. I think, look, they went into Arrowhead and beat Kansas City. And Kansas City owns Buffalo in the playoffs. Bengals, I think, are going to turn Josh Allen over 3 times, one of those for a touchdown, and they're going to win.
That's actually really good. What you said about them being pissed off, it is. I was talking with some buddies the other day, and we looked at the schedule, and when we knew this matchup was set up, we also raised the same question: why is this not at a neutral site? I know we only watched for a couple minutes before the DeMar Hamlin went down, but if you guys remember anything from that game other than that, Bengals were carving them up. And like I said, very, very small sample size, I know. But the Bengals were driving down the field with ease, carving them up like I haven't seen Buffalo carved up since like Kansas City could do it. But this game should be at a neutral field. And I think that the fact that it came down to that and Cincinnati knows about it, Brendan, you raised up, they're probably going to be pissed off. I mean, they are pissed off. They already are pissed off about this. I think they're going to come out, and I do got to say, your Dolphins last week, they played great with a third-string quarterback and really should have sent the Bills home. You know, that's asking too much of a third string, but they fought in that game. And I was watching, and I really thought they had a chance at the end. Regardless, this is a better team than the Dolphins, and I think that they're going to be able to get it done on the road. They did it they can go to Arrowhead. They did it last year. Buffalo, I would say, is a step down from Arrowhead. But give me Cincinnati on this one. I think they're the better team. Honestly, might be a hot take here. Maybe it isn't, but I think Joe Burrow is a better quarterback than Josh Allen. And yeah, I'm going with the Bengals on this one. I just think they're ready to prove everyone wrong.
In the great words of Skip Bayless, it's my turn. Oh man, I'm gonna kick myself in the ass for saying this because I'm gonna go with you, Brandon. I think Joe Burrow is right now the better quarterback than Josh Allen, only because Stephon Diggs is not that guy. I think the reason he's going to be the reason Buffalo fucks up, he has been the reason Buffalo's been fucking up, and it's just been subtle, and nobody wants to talk about it. The man played great throughout the season, and then the last 5 games has gone MIA. Buffalo's offense obviously has been missing it. I mean, they haven't been putting up the points like we've been used to. They're going against. We haven't said it. We didn't say it last week. I'm going to say it now. They're the defending AFC champs for a reason. This team arguably should be the team everybody's picking. They went to the dance last year and they almost won it. It's really not like they. And arguably, the only reason that I think everybody's counting them out is because they've got 3 of their 5 starting offensive linemen out. and they're still playing good. I think that's what everybody should be really worried about. When that offensive line gets back healthy, if the Bengals add another weapon, I'd be scared. I've sadly got the Bengals in this one. I really do want the Bills to win at heart. They're the defending AFC champs for a reason. They play good. I think they're going to use that last game as motivation. Like, hey, we could have beat these guys, even though they were getting shellacked. I think they're going to come in with a different mindset, different game plan. I think we're going to see a different approach at the start from them. I've got I've got the Bengals. Sorry, my heart's trying to speak here. I chose Buffalo all year, and this is the one time I'm not.
So, oh man, I'm nervous about this one now because y'all also picked the Bengals. So obviously last year, Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl. That was his second year. He became the 34th quarterback to go to the Super Bowl in his second year. Are y'all familiar with what happens to all the other quarterbacks after that?
Ooh, no. I'm excited to hear this.
So of the 33 quarterbacks who made it to the Super Bowl in their second year before Joe Burrow, only 6 of them ever made it back. So going to the Super Bowl your second year is not a great statistic. That being said, the Bills, this is their 4th straight playoff appearance with Josh Allen. The Bills also went to 4 straight Super Bowls and did not get a win. The Bills have not made it to a Super Bowl yet. And looking at all of those games they've lost, they haven't played bad. They've had good games. So it's like 9 times out of 10 we win that game thing, but they're losing them 9 times out of 10. So all that being said, I think Buffalo, the curse continues. I think Joe Burrow finds another way to win, finds a way to move on to the next round, while Buffalo just can't find a way to get over that hill.
You got 4 picks for the Bengals. All right. I did want to, what you said, Jake, about the O-line. Like, that was true. And I got to give Baltimore credit. Their defense was legit, and they were in that game and really could have won that game if, Tyler Huntley got a little closer. Really could have lost that game. But I wanted to raise this question to you guys. This Buffalo defense that everyone was talking about at the beginning of the year, it's not there anymore. I mean, at least I'm not seeing it. Am I the only one that's not seeing this Buffalo defense anymore? I mean, they were getting carved up by Skylar Thompson last week. I mean, a lot of it was the defense too, but Josh Allen just making his mistakes. But this defense doesn't look as elite as it did, right? Am I missing something here?
Von Miller's not that guy. I'll say
they're banged up for sure, but
they
some
really
of it I
don't
think
have
has to do with
nobody.
the defensive coordinator. I think it's partly on him because they talked about how elite their defense was supposed to be, and he just hasn't done very well.
I think they overplayed their abilities to start the season. They just came out red hot, and then the expectations of just continuing that red hot streak was too much.
Real quick, the offensive line concerns for the Bengals, I don't think should be, because Miami was out 2 starting offensive linemen and had to move their starting guard to tackle and still took Buffalo to the wire. And clearly, Skylar Thompson is not on the level of Joe Burrow, so I don't think it's that much of a worry.
Well, but the other thing is it's not just about play, because, again, as you saw in Miami, it's about getting the calls in on time, getting everyone on the same page, and getting set.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Joe Burrow handles that Skylar Thompson couldn't because
he'll get the guy. Okay, I see what you're saying. He'll get those sacks.
Burrow will.
He'll drag their ass to the line if he has to.
Right. They were trying to drag Thompson to the line. He wasn't ready. He was still scared.
Good points. Good points. So,
look, I'm not used to being protected. It doesn't matter. Just get your ass on the line.
yeah, I know this is going to be a heavyweight fight for sure. And all right, last one on this game, and then we'll move on to the next one. But this, I think you could say, is the first time Burrow and Allen have played against each other because I don't think anyone counts the DeMar Hamlin game. So we're finally going to get a conclusion. We're finally going to be able to know. And, because Bengals have beaten the Chargers, they've beaten the Chiefs, they've beaten the Jags, they've beaten the Ravens, whatever. But they haven't beaten the Bills yet. So I'm excited to see how this goes. And we've all got the Bengals for this one. So any final notes that you guys want to hit on this one before we move on to the next one?
If Stephon Diggs doesn't get one touchdown and at least 7 catches, Buffalo needs to trade him.
Ooh.
Wouldn't go that far.
Wait. What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay, but let's pull up his stats from the last 5 games. Tell me he has been a reliable receiver for Josh in the last 5 weeks. He hasn't.
Wow. Okay, how many targets has he had? Is my thing.
What do you mean targets? That man should be number 1 target.
Well, everyone's gonna go to cover your number 1 target.
Well, if you're supposed to be the number 1 guy, aren't you supposed to be able to get open?
Look, man, I remember Thanksgiving, so I don't want to hear the Stephon Diggs hate yet.
I remember Thanksgiving too. I remember all the years of him tormenting me when he was in the Vikings.
Don't worry, I have my sign ready for the end of the season for this one because I've been ready to beat this dead horse.
I'm looking at his stats, and he's had some bad games this season, but he's had a lot of good games too.
So, who would you trust more then, Nate? Jamar Chase or Stephon Diggs in this game?
Well, obviously, Jamar Chase.
Well,
Stephon
trust
Diggs
him, but that's not saying I don't trust Stephon Diggs.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't trust Stephon Diggs with my sister in the whole locker room.
The last two games of the season, he had the 7 catches you were looking for and over 100 yards.
But did they win?
Yeah. Patriots and Dolphins. Wait, they did win, didn't they?
Patriots at Dolphins? Who the hell? Wait, what Stephon Diggs are we watching?
No, the Patriots and the Dolphins.
Oh, okay, yeah, because they played the Patriots last game of the season.
Yeah.
I don't think Stephon Diggs is that. I'm not impressed with that guy. It just might be because he came from a really, really shit team from a part of the North, but
over 100 receptions, 1,400 receiving yards, 11 touchdowns.
I guess we're gonna find out if Stephon Diggs will show up and if he is that guy, because I do think if he does have a quiet game, they gotta, I wouldn't say trade him, but they definitely probably gotta get another receiver to do some more lifting. But this takes us to the final game of the divisional round, and a lot of people would say this is the best game of the weekend. We have the 49ers with Big Cock Brock going against the Dallas Cowboys, a rematch of last year's wild card game. This is going to be good. Brendan, take it away for this game.
Okay. I might get some hate for this right now.
Don't say it.
I swear to God, if you fucking say it.
Brendan, I will drive to our parents' house.
The 2 matchups that I'm watching is Micah Parsons versus that San Francisco O-line and Nick Bosa versus that Cowboys O-line.
Cowboys
obviously they're going to move Micah all over the field, and Bosa is going to be just that edge rusher. But the amount of pressures they get on the quarterback. talent-wise, this Cowboys offense can put up some points against San Francisco. It's just going to be whether their defense shows up or not. If I had to say a bold prediction, I would say it's a tie game, 24-24. Dak Prescott's got the ball, gets him into field goal range, and Brett Maher, who was awful last week, shuts everybody up and nails a 50-plus yard field goal for the win. That's what I've got.
I like it. I will say this. So I was really hoping one of us was going to pick the Cowboys. I sure as hell knew Jake wasn't going to be the one to pick the Cowboys. But Brendan, I admire the courage. And I will say this though. I know Tampa Bay, they were trying to figure themselves out all year. But Dallas played great. And in all honesty, I was probably the best I've ever seen Dak play. And
Yeah.
the offense, they've got a good run game. They got a good tight end in Dalton Schultz. And whether or not you want to call him a good, reliable one, but CeeDee Lamb can get open and he can get the ball. And as long as Dak doesn't lose in the game, I think that their offense will keep them in this game. And you brought up Micah Parsons and then Bosa on the other end for the 49ers. I think that is definitely something to watch. And it's the defense for me, right? So we know both these teams can put up points. But the one thing I'm really looking at, Brock Purdy's looked pretty good so far. He hasn't lost a game. At least I think he hasn't lost a game yet. But is this kind of where we start to see maybe the pressure build form a little bit? I know the odds of a first-year, last pick in the draft guy, going to the Super Bowl, it's never happened before. But the team he's got around him is honestly probably the best team on paper, best team left in the tournament. And all things considered, Brock's playing good, though. He's still doing his thing. But to get to my final point, I think it will be a game. I think it's going to be a one-score game where they're only down by, maybe it is tied in the final few minutes. And I think it is actually 49ers that come away with it, whether it's a kick or whether they go down and they need a touchdown. I think the 49ers, they get their first real good test and they go into the next. I think they win this game. But Dallas should definitely pride themselves in actually putting the 49ers on their heels. I wanted to pick the Cowboys. I really did, but I just got to see it again. So all things considered, I'm going with the 49ers in a very close game for this one.
Oh, well, I guess it's my turn then, right?
Yep.
Yeah, bring some sanity back to this.
All right. We're not going to be nice at all. It's going to be the 49ers. Come on. We all know it. Everybody's trying to sugarcoat it here. You're all trying to be nice. Come on. Dak Prescott is just the same as Derek Carr. Am I not wrong?
I'm in agreement.
I have one. That's all I came on here for, and now I heard two. I have done what I needed to do. There's no way that you were going to tell me Derek Carr 2.0 is going to beat this fucking San Francisco defense in a playoff game at San Francisco, right? Isn't that where the game's at?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's no way that he's going to go do that. I'm sorry. Got the 49ers. I think it will be close. That's pretty far-fetched for me to say. By close, I mean maybe 10 points. I think Dak Prescott does Dak Prescott things. He's going to turn the ball over. He's going to throw. he's going to throw his usual interception because he didn't do it last week. I was very, very sad to see that he did not throw a touchdown to the other team. So I know he's going to hopefully double up and throw two, hopefully one very crucial in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. Is what I'm hoping. 49ers by a lot.
Yeah, I'm with Jake on this one. I think too much is being made of the Cowboys kicker on extra points.
I didn't even get to talk about that.
It's not going to matter if he makes them or not because he's not going to get a chance to even attempt any. He'll be lucky to get a chance at a field goal. Cowboys, I can't with them. I can't pick them. I just can't do it. Do they have talent?
We won the second round.
Am I going to pick them? No. I'm going to pick them to get blown out. Absolutely destroyed, demolished, and heartbroken. But I will say, if by some chance the Cowboys figure out how to play football in the postseason or in the playoffs, this is the team they would want to be playing. Because, again, I like the history of the game. The 49ers last won the Super Bowl in 1995. Since that Super Bowl win, they have made 12 playoff runs. This being the 12th. So 9 out of the 11 teams who have knocked them out of the playoffs have gone on to win the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
So if you beat the 49ers, history says you have a very good chance of winning the Super Bowl. I mean, just the last few. Like recently, 2012, they lost to the Giants. The Giants won the Super Bowl. 2013, they lost to the Ravens. Ravens won the Super Bowl. 2014, lost to Seattle. Seattle won. 2020, lost to the Chiefs. The Chiefs won. And then last year with the Rams.
Wow. Did not know that.
But then, before that too, you at least go to the Super Bowl, or if not, you win it. It's ooh.
Just look at how they played this whole season. They won 4, lost 2, won 4, lost 2, won 4, lost 2, all the way till the end of the season, where they lost 2 to end the season, and where now if they win 4 straight, like they've done all season, they go win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this, right?
Well, that was also Brady's thing with his playoff pattern.
If Dallas somehow manages to come out and actually, shock the world and beat the 49ers, they should be the favorites to go to the Super Bowl, right? Because I think the winner of this game for sure has got the Super Bowl locked up. At least going their trip.
So, if the Cowboys win and the Eagles win, we will finally get to see Dak versus Jalen. Because in their first matchup, it was Cooper Rush. In the second matchup, it was Gardner Minshew.
Oh, true.
This would be the third game, but the first game at full health for both sides.
Right, but this is not the matchup that America wants to see.
All I'm saying is, they have the talent to beat San Francisco.
But it's not hard. The guy's in his first year of quarterbacking. Like, he's in his first time.
Right. So, offensively, where's the one major difference between the two teams?
I mean, quarterback. I would definitely go out and say quarterback.
Okay, but here's my thing with that. You guys remember how last season ended for the quarterback or for the Cowboys, right?
Yep, a quarterback draw in the middle of the field with no timeouts.
Exactly. And then my favorite thing was this year. Sleep Number, the mattress people, decided we're going to have Dak Prescott make a commercial for us. Opening line is, in my job, numbers are everything. It's like, yeah, Dak? Yeah? How many numbers are left on that clock there? Big situations, Dak Prescott cannot do it.
You're right.
BK, have it your way.
History is true. I don't want to fall into the trap, even though he just played his best game of his career against the GOAT, and I know that defense didn't do him any good. But it all goes back to what Brendan says. They've got the talent to compete. Brendan, at least, props to you for picking them to win. I hope that they win, but I just don't think they will. Yeah, you heard me right. I hope the Cowboys win. But if I was to put money on it,
What?
I couldn't. I can't do it.
Well, I got a quick question for everybody, real quick. So let's say San Francisco wins. So Brock Purdy, just like Jimmy Garoppolo last year, took them to the NFC Championship game. Who's the starting quarterback next year for the 49ers?
Tom Brady.
Trey
I'm
Lance.
glad you brought this up because I completely forgot about this topic. So I think it all depends. If they win this game, I think they're sticking with Brock because he's more mobile than Jimmy Garoppolo. He's not as athletic as Trey Lance. He's more accurate than Trey Lance, but he's not as athletic as him. So he's got the strengths, a little bit of both, And I think all he needs to do is win this game, and they'll stick with him. And I think he'll be the starter. As much as I'd like to see Tom Brady go there, I don't think that anyone's going to try to go for him except maybe Vegas or Miami. But
well, I don't think Miami. I don't think they really can anymore. Just because they lost a draft pick. Their GM got suspended for multiple weeks. They got fined a ton of money because they were tampering with Brady. So I think it might look bad on the organization to just blow that off and go right back to getting Tom Brady.
Good point. But
No, that's the Dolphins' MO. Let's blow it off. Our quarterback got a concussion? No, he doesn't.
Next exit on the roundabout.
Apparently, he's going to be all ready for next year, healthy and everything. We'll see.
So, Brendan, who do you have as the 49ers quarterback if they do manage to – let's just say they win this game but they lose next week? Or who do you got?
So it won't be Jimmy Garoppolo.
No.
It won't be Tom Brady. Maybe Trey Lance. Maybe Brock Purdy. But what about Aaron Rodgers?
No, he's going to Vegas.
No, because Brady's
going to
going
Miami.
to Vegas. And so does Rodgers.
Brady's not
Tampa?
going to Vegas. Brady's going to an empty house.
Brady is going to
Brady's
Vegas
staying
or
in the
retiring.
NFC.
That's it. I think Aaron Rodgers is up there with Lance and Purdy.
Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady will stay in the NFC because why in the hell would they go to the AFC knowing damn well the AFC is just literally a three-headed beast between Josh, Joe, and Patrick.
Right.
And then somehow there's the little stickler of Justin Herbert.
To finally shut up the comparisons of, these young guys could take Brady or Rodgers. Just go and say, yeah, come at me, boys.
Well, I saw, I can't remember who it was, but they said there are five teams that should not go out and pick up the phone to contact the Ravens about Lamar Jackson. Chiefs, Bills, Bengals, Jaguars, Chargers, all AFC.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, of course, they all have franchise quarterbacks.
Right. So that's why Rodgers won't go to the Raiders. He'll go to San Francisco, so he stays in the NFC.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers.
No, that's why Tom is going to stay in the NFC.
Rodgers is petty. He is not going to go to San Fran.
Yeah, he is petty. He ain't gonna go to San Fran. If anything, he's gonna hold out. He's gonna fuck Green Bay over just like he did last year, and then he's gonna announce like 2 weeks before the season, "Oh, I'm gonna retire." He's gonna fuck him. I know he is. I know this man. I've watched this man my whole life, and oh man, the fucking organization's gonna fuck him just like they did Brett Favre. But he's gonna turn it. He's gonna turn the gun on him and be like, "Not so fast, not so fast." You're gonna trade me? I'm actually gonna retire. Have a good one. Probably just walk out.
But if they trade him somewhere where he'll want to be,
The
Like
only
maybe
place
with
I bet he'd
Devontae?
want to be is Miami. If you put him in Miami, Miami probably, arguably, I would say Miami's still playing this week if they had Aaron Rodgers.
No, yeah, that's not wrong. But San Francisco is another because they have top levels on their offense and their defense is already solid. So you
San
just
Francisco,
throw in.
you could plug anybody
Or I
into
guess
that
Vegas.
offense and they'd be good.
I would say the sense of urgency is there for San Francisco, right? So you have a great team. You get
Right.
to the Super Bowl, you lose to the Chiefs. And then you go to the NFC Championship last year and you lose again. Like, time's running out with this team. Like, not everyone's – I mean, I guess some are in their prime right now, but these primes don't last forever in the NFL. So I'm thinking if maybe they get to the championship game or maybe they go to the Super Bowl and they lose again, they're probably honestly going to just pull the trigger and say, fuck it, we need somebody that can just get us over the hill because we're sick of losing. And maybe
And that's not Tom Brady.
I will say this, man. As much as I love Tom, how could anyone go out there? How could anyone want to go out there and offer the bag to Tom Brady after what happened on Monday? Not saying everything was his fault. Not at all. I'm the biggest Tom Brady
Winning
defender.
culture.
But who's going to really want to, like, Brendan, let me ask you this. You're a Dolphins fan. How would you want Tom Brady right now? Or would you rather just kind of stick it out with what you guys got going? Or try to get someone else?
No, and I didn't when all that stuff came out, I didn't want him when Brian Flores was there. Because Brian Flores never gave Tua a fair shot at anything. Brady, yeah, he's going to throw for 4,000 yards, and yeah, you're going to get some touchdowns. But you need so much other than him to win a championship if he's your quarterback. Because he can't carry a team anymore.
That's true. That's true. He's not.
There is a
Yeah.
There's a Venn diagram of teams that Tom Brady wants to go to and teams that want Tom Brady, and there's only about 3 that meet in the middle.
Well, so I was watching First Take today. You know who Dan Orlovsky said is the best fit?
Oh.
Dan
For Brady?
Orlovsky doesn't know where the back of the end zone is.
Carolina.
Oh my God.
There is no way Tom Brady is going to the Carolina
I
Panthers.
heard that. I heard
They
that
just
bullshit
blew up
too.
the team. We're not doing
I
this.
heard that shit too yesterday on the herd.
Mm.
And Sean Payton's interviewing for the Carolina job, and he wants to bring Brady with him. I said, why the fuck would he go to Carolina? Makes
Right.
no sense.
Carolina?
Denver's a better pick for him than Carolina.
I mean, I understand you stay in that weak NFC division, but
It's not even a division anymore. That's like literally 4 high school teams.
I got a question for you guys because I was thinking about the 49ers thing a little bit, and I came up with an interesting theory. How much longer does McCaffrey have? Like, do the 49ers have him next year, or do they have to sign him to a deal?
One more big hit.
That's a good one.
I think he's injury prone.
I don't think.
Because, I mean, if you got to start dealing out QBs, I mean, Tennessee needs a QB, and they're looking to deal out King Henry.
Ooh.
they should. They should.
You imagine
But
Derrick
I mean, what are
Henry,
you gonna
Deebo
do? Trade?
Samuel, and McCaffrey. Trade Jimmy G.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. You're gonna trade Jimmy G and Trey Lance, keep Big Cock Brock.
Yeah, maybe.
So then you
Throw
don't have
throw
to
in a couple. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do something.
Yeah. I think that
I think
Henry's
that's
the
where they just call
biggest.
up Vegas and get Devontae, and then they can really twist Aaron Rodgers' arms and be like, "Hey, we got your friend with a gun to his head."
Well, Here's my thing. Oakland can do that now. They're like, hey, Devontae, if we get Rodgers, will you stay? Yeah. Already got Rodgers.
Right, but
And then
it's
you
not-
turn to
but
Rodgers
it-
and you say, hey, we're keeping Devontae. Why don't just tell each other party, hey, we're keeping the other guy. Get them to come together. And then the other thing that's attractive to Rodgers, they have, more than Devontae, they have reliable wide receivers. And then Aaron Rodgers wouldn't have to throw 70 times a game in order to win because Josh Jacobs can run it for
Well,
him.
they got it.
But if
They
I'm
gotta-
trying to get you to
split.
sign for a deal and I have your best friend at gunpoint, what's more menacing, standing on the Las Vegas Strip or somewheres in San Francisco where it's okay to rob a car on the street as long as it's for less than $1,200?
But they already have Devontae. They don't have to threaten it. Just lie to Devontae, say, hey, Aaron Rodgers is coming, and then lie to Rodgers and say, hey, Devontae's staying. And then it works out.
They got to extend Jacobs, though. They got to let him know, hey, Rodgers is coming here. So they got to lie to 3 people.
You can extend Jake. You don't have to lie to Jacobs because no matter what, you're getting rid of Derek Carr. So just sign Jacobs.
But the
Offer
They
him
need to
issue-
just talk
whatever.
to the police department
issue
and try
with
to get
Jacobs
Henry
is-
Ruggs out.
Jacobs is going to ask for the most money a running back's ever gotten because he just led the league in rushing yards.
So give it to him. Who else are you trying to pay?
Derrick Henry.
Yeah. I guess to answer your question about McCaffrey, Jake's right. He is injury prone, but he's playing great this year. I don't think you can give him a deal. I think, hey, man, we can give you a small deal. We ain't going to give you no max. But just because of the history, man. Are you guys comfortable handing this guy a max? Because I'm not.
No.
I'd rather give the max to Henry or Jacobs than
Yeah.
McCaffrey.
At this point, if you win the Super Bowl, you can tell pretty much everyone, fuck off. We got our ring. We can do whatever now. McCaffrey, thank you. I feel like this was the trade deadline move to get him was just all right, we need some fucking bodies. We're going all in. It kind of reminded me of the Von Miller trade last year that the Rams did. Except, this was on the offensive side of it. I think they're really the best team in football. I really do. It's just the quarterback's the question because, we have such a small sample size. I don't know. That's just my rant on the Niners for that one.
Oh, that's good.
There's a lot of questions.
Because McCaffrey got there. How does this team lose again?
Yeah. I didn't realize it's been since '95 since they won their last Super Bowl until you told me that. That's wild. That's wild.
They made a lot of runs.
Yeah. The Jimmy G era, the Alex Smith era, the Colin Kaepernick era, they've had some good teams. But shit, man. I didn't realize it all came down to that, but this will be good. This will be good. I guess I'll say this too. To wrap up today's discussion. So what does Dallas do if they lose this game? Are they going to blame it all on
Relocate the
McCarthy?
team.
Are they going to blame it all on Dak? What's going to happen?
Well, I think hiring Mike McCarthy was a mistake to begin with. So I wouldn't be surprised if they come to that realization and get rid of him sooner rather than, if not this year, at least tell him you're on the hot seat. This is your last year. And then same thing with Dak. I know they paid him, so they're kind of stuck using him.
Yeah.
But you got to be look, you got to give us something, man.
I don't think McCarthy can get fired. He definitely can't. I don't think he will if they lose. I think the Tampa Bay win secured his job for another year. But then, like you said, next year it's okay. You make the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl, or you're gone.
That's kind of where that way.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand how that's not basically what it is for the Cowboys. Because it seems like every year at the start of the year, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, the Cowboys, the Cowboys, the Cowboys." Halfway through, everybody, the Cowboys, the Cowboys, the Cowboys. And then at the end of the year, it's only those set few people, the Cowboys, and everybody else, all of us are still sitting here looking, at our wrist and being like, "Yeah, okay, I've been hearing this for the last 20 some years."
We them boys.
I think their problem is Jerry Jones. That man, he really said.
Yeah.
I seen it on SportsCenter just the other day. He said even if they lose, he's not even thinking about firing Mike McCarthy. So I don't.
I think there's only
I don't know.
one way that they do fire him, and it's kind of it's definitely against league rules. If they talk to Sean Payton and they get a verbal agreement that Payton will sign with them after they get rid of Mike McCarthy, I think that's the only way he gets fired.
A little bit of tampering, yeah. I like it.
Yeah, then they better lose a draft pick for that in there.
Yeah,
Who do the Cowboys
shit.
really need to go with?
You know what? That was just a head coach who was upset that he got fired, and he wasn't even that great of a head coach.
Was just Bill Belichick playing 3D space chess.
That was
is
so
true.
dumb. Texted the wrong Brian.
I'm not playing Tom 2 times a year.
That's a very underlooked and underrated move. No one even talks about it anymore. I'm glad you guys brought it up. But I'll say,
No, Brendan talks about it all the time.
It's so he screwed us even when the Bills were winning the division. Like, what the hell, man?
all right. Well, I could say we'll wrap it up here so this video doesn't edit. I could talk football with you guys all day, but wrap it up. We all of us picked the 49ers except Brendan. Brendan, I admire that you picked the Cowboys. I want to. I just don't have the courage.
Yeah.
You poor soul.
I mean, I'm
Idiot.
not mad if they lose. I'm not going to start crying like the entire state of Texas.
Oh, believe
but-
me, the whole group chat is now it's open season of throwing tomatoes at you until next year because
Okay.
you picked the
Come on,
Cowboys.
Brendan. What are you doing? Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. He also roots for the Cubs.
You can't say that because
Oh,
Boston is
God.
worse than the Cubs. So don't even.
I mean, I do have to
I just
agree
meant
with that
delusional.
statement there.
I just meant like delusional.
Keep talking when we get Ohtani. Keep talking.
All right, that wraps it up for the divisional round picks. Thanks, guys, for hopping on. I guess we'll find out next week
Thank
who
you
we're
for
going to
having
have
me.
in the championship game. Always like, subscribe, share, and do all that. Again, another thank you guys for hopping on this week. And as always, we will see you next week.